Hi, I'm Linda Abbott. I'm a consultant with T&G and an advisory board member for NVIDIA.
My name's Tim Cason, and I am a consultant with T&G as well as a NVIDIA advisory board member. Linda and I are coming back to you again to continue in our discussion about one team versus two teams as it relates to behavioral intervention, team implementation, and strategies. Last week, we talked about one of the recommendations for managing this process of one team effectively is to educate your community to refer lower level concerns. Now we want to talk about the three-phase bit process for managing the referrals that are coming in. The number one concern that we hear from clients when working with them is that they feel like they're spending a lot of times in meetings, spinning their wheels, trying to decide what they need to do in order to manage a particular referral. And so they're being less effective with that time. But this three-phase process will allow them to be more strategic and more efficient in managing those meetings and the referrals. So Linda, would you mind walking us through what the three-phase process is?
Absolutely. So the first phase of the three-phase process is information gathering. That's the information you're getting from your referral, as well as the information that you're sharing with your team during your meeting. And where we often see clients mess up is they skip the second phase, which is applying an objective risk rubric and doing that analysis to assign risk. The third phase is interventions. So what we see teams doing is going from information gathering immediately to interventions. When you skip that middle phase, you are missing one of the most critical pieces, which is understanding the level of risk. And the level of risk is going to inform the interventions that you choose. By having the correct risk level, you're shrinking the options from which to choose of which interventions you want to put into place. So when you feel like you're spinning your wheels as a team, it's important to reflect and say, are we really using our risk rubric every case, every time we talk about it, to inform the next steps? If you do this, we feel certain you will see that you are using your time and your team more effectively and more efficiently and getting through each case in a way that is much more manageable.
Absolutely. What you do for mild is different than what you would do for moderate, and different than elevated, and different than critical. And so when we're systematic of saying, what data do we have? How does that inform our risk? And then what interventions directly align with that risk level and make it an appropriate level of intervention and care, we're going to be more systematic and more streamlined. So I think that that's a great recommendation.
And I think you're going to see that your meetings with your one team are going to move much more effectively.
Great.
So we will be back next week to talk about a little bit more as far as recommendations if you are considering still having more than one team. And we look forward to seeing you then.